think you're right. Puff, dude, he might need to get out of here.
Just get,
it's
man.
over with. Did your thing. It's over.
You had a hell of a run.
That's it.
And you still have hundreds of millions of dollars.
The issue is, it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people who don't really want it.
Rumors are swirling, and it looks like things are heating up for comedian Kevin Hart, who has reportedly fled the United States amidst speculation that the FBI might be after him. The world was shocked when word got out that Hart had suddenly disappeared, and fans and critics alike are left asking, what is really going on? Could it be that the beloved comedian is hiding something much darker than anyone ever suspected? It's not the first time that Hart has found himself in the midst of controversy, but this time, the stakes seem higher. With his connections to Sean Diddy Combs, who's currently embroiled in a massive legal scandal involving some seriously shady activities, Hart's abrupt flight has many wondering if there's more to this story than meets the eye.
But when African Americans make it and they get to the top, they try to help other people, but they don't really take care of the people that really should.
In the last few weeks, Hart's name has been thrown around in some pretty salacious circles, particularly those involving Diddy, who's facing numerous accusations ranging from exploitation to other disturbing allegations. While Diddy has always been a controversial figure in the entertainment industry, known for his extravagant lifestyle and over-the-top parties, the recent claims against him go way beyond the usual celebrity drama. These accusations have cast a dark shadow over his empire, and with new details coming to light, it seems like more people, including those close to him, are being dragged into the mix. Unfortunately for Kevin Hart, his association with Diddy is making headlines for all the wrong reasons, and it might be the very thing that landed him in the crosshairs of the FBI.
And Stacey, you say today's indictment reads like a mob indictment. What was most shocking to you of all these allegations?
Yeah, the fact, Jake, that the government in this indictment presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a...
Let's take a step back and look at how Kevin Hart got tied up in this mess. It's no secret that Hart and Diddy have a long-standing friendship. The two have been seen together at high-profile events, often celebrating each other's success in the public eye. But behind the scenes, it appears that there might be more to their relationship than just mutual admiration. Over the years, Hart has been spotted at several of Diddy's infamous parties, gatherings that have developed a notorious reputation for their wild and sometimes downright bizarre activities. While these parties were once the stuff of Hollywood legend, with a list celebrities flocking to Diddy's lavish mansions, the tone has shifted dramatically as disturbing reports about what went on behind closed doors have started to surface.
Ruining lives, and now they've indoctrinated these kids into thinking that this is the way because this is what they know.
As the legal storm around Diddy grows, many are beginning to question Hart's involvement. Just recently, videos surfaced on social media that have raised eyebrows about what Hart was doing at these gatherings. The footage doesn't show him doing anything illegal, but the context of these clips, taken at some of Diddy's wilder parties, paints a picture of someone who was very much in the thick of things. One video in particular caught people's attention. It shows Hart, Diddy, and R&B star Usher in what many say was a strange and uncomfortable situation. In the clip, Diddy is heard making a comment to Hart that immediately raised suspicions.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out.
Diddy tells Hart not to sit on the bed, a seemingly innocent statement until you consider the rumors swirling about the nature of these parties. The party atmosphere in the video feels off, and the casual banter takes on a much more sinister tone in light of recent accusations.
Go get some girls! Go get some... Matter of fact, while the girls come... Hey, yo, no, check this out, no homo, no homo, come here, man. Hey, yo, Kevin, come here, no homo, we're gonna have a contest. You know we're gonna have a contest, we're gonna get our breath first, because your breath be stinking sometimes. And we're gonna go back and forth.
To make things even more questionable, another video from one of these parties has also made its way online. In this clip, Hart can be seen laughing while a woman's hair catches fire near a hot tub surrounded by candles. While it's easy to chalk this up to an unfortunate accident at a rowdy gathering, the context of the party, coupled with Diddy's alleged behaviors at these events, makes the situation seem more suspicious than humorous.
This is my scene. I'm used to this type of thing. Doing what I do best. Oh! Did the camera catch that? Got the camera! Got the camera off!
As if things weren't bad enough, the footage ends with Hart attempting to explain away the situation, which only adds to the mounting speculation that he might have been aware of or involved in something bigger. What makes all of this even more intriguing is Hart's complete silence on the matter. Despite being one of the most outspoken comedians in Hollywood, Hart hasn't addressed the videos, the rumors, or even his sudden departure from the country. His last post on his social media accounts was dated September 16, where he promoted an upcoming comedy show in Philadelphia. However, after that, radio silence, Fans and critics alike have flooded his comment sections, demanding answers or at least some acknowledgement of the swirling rumors, but so far, Hart has chosen to remain quiet. Could this silence be an indication that there's more going on behind the scenes?
You can't just keep changing the top layer. You got to do some real internal work, and you have all the money, all the resources to have access to the best everything. Stop spending the money and using the resources to attempt to cover up your lies, and start using the money and the resources to deal with your truth.
Let's not forget that Hart has faced public scrutiny before, most notably for past infidelity scandals and controversial remarks. He's always been quick to address his mistakes and own up to them in public. So why is he staying so tight-lipped now? Could it be that this situation is far more serious than anything he's dealt with in the past? The timing of his disappearance is suspicious, to say the least, and it's hard to ignore the fact that it coincides with Diddy's escalating legal troubles.
It's so funny what's happening with Diddy because this was inevitable.
Diddy, of course, has been under intense investigation for months now. He was recently taken into federal custody in New York, and while the specific charges have yet to be fully disclosed, multiple sources indicate that the investigation is connected to allegations of exploitation and manipulation. In March, agents raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami, where they reportedly found evidence that could tie him to a series of serious crimes. These charges include some deeply unsettling allegations, with federal prosecutors suggesting that Diddy used his business empire to engage in illicit activities over the span of several years.
And we are getting word that that these accusers could soon testify in front of a grand jury in New York, and that one accuser is from Detroit.
So where does Kevin Hart fit into all of this? Well, Hart's close association with Diddy, coupled with the fact that he's been seen at some of these parties where illegal behavior allegedly took place, puts him in a very precarious position. While there's no concrete evidence linking Hart to any criminal activity, the fact that he fled the country raises a lot of red flags. If he has nothing to hide, why leave so abruptly? Some speculate that Hart might have knowledge of Diddy's alleged wrongdoings, and that knowledge could make him a person of interest in the ongoing investigation. It's important to remember that these accusations against Diddy are not new. His reputation has been clouded by scandal for years, dating back to his early days in the music industry. Over time, the rumors surrounding him have only grown more disturbing, with multiple people coming forward to accuse him of a variety of illegal activities. One of the most shocking revelations came from his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who filed a lawsuit against him in 2023, accusing him of some truly horrifying behavior. While the lawsuit was settled the day after it was filed, the details that emerged from the case are enough to make anyone question what else might be lurking beneath the surface.
We all saw it posted yesterday all over our social media pages. Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York City against Diddy.
Yikes.
She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse.
Cassie's accusations included claims that Diddy forced her into compromising situations and made her participate in activities that were far from consensual. These freak-off parties, as they've been dubbed, were allegedly the setting for some of the most egregious behavior. And according to Cassie, they often involved powerful individuals who were invited to partake in these gatherings. Given Hart's frequent attendance at Diddy's parties, it's not hard to see why people are drawing connections between the two. If these parties were as bad as the accusations suggest, then anyone who was present could be implicated, either as a participant or as someone who turned a blind eye.
I think industry talk, there's a lot of people who have worked for him. There's been stories around, which is, not necessarily unusual.
While Kevin Hart's name hasn't officially been tied to any criminal charges, the timing of his flight is enough to make anyone suspicious. Why now, after all these years of attending Diddy's parties, would he choose to leave the country? Is he just trying to avoid being dragged into Diddy's mess, or is there something more nefarious at play? It's hard to say for certain, but what's clear is that Hart's sudden disappearance has added a new layer of intrigue to an already complex and disturbing situation.
But we've also heard that there's some secret lawsuit going on in New York City as it relates to Diddy too. I don't know.
In the court of public opinion, Hart's reputation has taken a serious hit. While he's remained beloved by fans for his comedic talents and charm, the association with Diddy's alleged activities could prove to be damaging in ways that Hart might not have anticipated. As the investigation into Diddy continues to unfold, it's likely that more details will emerge, and with them, more questions about who knew what and when. For now, the world is left waiting for answers, and Kevin Hart's silence is only making things worse.
And I remember, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside.
But Hart isn't the only celebrity who has been caught up in this whirlwind of scandal. Diddy's legal troubles have cast a wide net, pulling in other famous names who have been close to him over the years. From Justin Bieber to Usher, many in Diddy's inner circle are facing scrutiny as the investigation deepens. Bieber, who was mentored by both Usher and Diddy, has his own history of questionable associations, and his connection to Diddy is raising eyebrows once again. As footage of Diddy's notorious parties continues to circulate, more and more people are wondering just how deep this rabbit hole goes.
It was just an escape for me. I was just young, like everybody in the industry and people in the world who experiment and do.
Could it be that these parties were just the tip of the iceberg and that the true extent of Diddy's influence over young stars like Bieber and Usher is only now coming to light? These are the questions that the public is now grappling with, and as the FBI digs deeper into Diddy's past, it seems like no one is safe from scrutiny, not even Kevin Hart. The investigation has already uncovered a web of disturbing connections, and it's only a matter of time before more details come to light. It's worth noting that Kevin Hart isn't just a random celebrity caught up in the wrong crowd. He's a major player in Hollywood with a vast network of friends and colleagues who could potentially be impacted by these revelations. If Hart is indeed being investigated by the FBI, it could send shockwaves through the entertainment industry, especially if more well-known names are dragged into the fray. For now, all anyone can do is speculate, but with each new detail that emerges, the picture becomes a little clearer and a lot darker.
The only way he will not go to prison for the time that they want to give him is if he start giving them something.
As rumors continue to circulate about Kevin Hart's involvement and possible knowledge of Diddy's alleged wrongdoings, it's becoming increasingly clear that this is a story far from over. Hart's silence on the matter only fuels the speculation, and his sudden flight from the country adds a level of urgency that can't be ignored. While it's still too early to say what the FBI might uncover, one thing is certain: this is a scandal that's not going away anytime soon. The public is hungry for answers, and until Hart breaks his silence, the speculation will only continue to grow.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing.
With every passing day, the situation becomes more complex, and the lines between truth and rumor blur even further. Kevin Hart's future in Hollywood hangs in the balance, and as more information about his connection to Diddy's alleged activities comes to light, it remains to be seen whether he'll be able to weather this storm. The public is watching, and as the investigation unfolds, there's no telling what else might be uncovered. Is this just another case of a celebrity caught up in someone else's mess, or is there something more sinister lurking beneath the surface? The web of controversy surrounding Kevin Hart's escape from the country just gets thicker and darker, especially as more details emerge about his connections with other high-profile figures who found themselves entangled in Sean Diddy Combs' infamous orbit. It seems like everyone who has ever been close to Diddy is now getting a closer look from the FBI, and names that we all know and recognize are popping up left and right. People like Justin Bieber and Usher, two massive stars who were once mentored by Diddy, are now being scrutinized under the harsh light of these allegations. Their pasts are coming back to haunt them, and their close ties to Diddy make them all the more vulnerable as this investigation continues to unravel. Take Justin Bieber, for example. From a young age, he was part of Diddy's world. He was signed to Usher's record label as a teenager, which opened the door for him to join the elite club of Diddy's inner circle. Remember that time Bieber was just a young teenager and Diddy publicly announced that he was going to mentor him? Diddy even promised Bieber a fancy car as soon as he reached driving age. Back then, it seemed like Diddy was just taking the young pop star under his wing, but now, looking back, the situation seems a lot more complicated and, frankly, a lot creepier.
Stevie J, the Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man.
The connections don't stop there. There's the story of Flavor Camp, which Diddy supposedly set up to bring young Usher into the fold. According to Usher, this camp was his introduction to the lifestyle, and he spent a lot of time with Diddy, learning the ropes and being exposed to things that were far beyond what any typical teenager would experience. Usher was reportedly just a young teen when he moved to New York City to be closer to Diddy, who allegedly promised to teach him the ropes of the industry. But what exactly did those lessons entail? The murky details surrounding their time together have now resurfaced, and they're raising all kinds of questions about what Usher might have seen, or even participated in, during his time under Diddy's influence.
You mentioned L.A. Reid sent you to New York and you live with P. Diddy. They call it Flavor Camp.
Flavor Camp, yeah.
So what was that experience like and how did that help Usher's career?
As if things couldn't get more unsettling, a video has recently resurfaced showing Usher recounting some strange moments from that time. In an interview with Howard Stern, Usher recalled that he would spend the night at Diddy's house and even wrestle with him over breakfast cereals. The whole thing seems weirdly reminiscent of rumors that Diddy enjoyed being in the company of young stars in questionable situations, and it's hard not to wonder what was really going on behind those closed doors. It raises the question, was Usher merely another impressionable teenager caught up in Diddy's world, or was there something more going on? And then there's the whole issue of the all-male parties that Diddy has been rumored to host. Jamie Foxx, in a leaked video, spilled some tea about these notorious gatherings, hinting at things that would make anyone uncomfortable. He suggested that Diddy has a history of hosting secretive male-only events that are anything but ordinary. Foxx isn't the only one who's hinted at these parties. Rapper Exhibit also shared an account of an evening where Diddy took him out and exposed him to things that he'd never seen before, referring to it as one of the wildest nights of his life. These parties, which are the stuff of Hollywood legend, have now taken on a much darker tone in light of the accusations coming out against Diddy.
And a lot of the evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these sexual performances that have been named.
What's even stranger is that these same rumors have followed Diddy for years, yet they were mostly dismissed as just that, rumors. Now, however, with the weight of the FBI investigation behind them, they don't seem so far-fetched. People are starting to look back at past interactions and trying to connect the dots. And for stars like Justin Bieber and Usher, these connections could have lasting impacts on their careers and reputations. For Bieber, who has worked hard to clean up his image in recent years, the resurfacing of his ties to Diddy is particularly damaging. After all, this is the same Bieber who openly spoke about his struggles with substance dependency, mental health issues, and a period of recklessness during his teenage years. The question now is, how much of that can be traced back to the environment he was exposed to during his formative years under the watchful eye of Diddy? Usher, on the other hand, has always been tight-lipped about his experiences with Diddy, but in recent years, there have been whispers about some pretty alarming incidents. At one point, Usher was even rumored to have confided in close friends about things he witnessed while hanging out with Diddy, things he allegedly found disturbing but didn't speak up about at the time. These claims are, of course, hard to substantiate, but the fact that Usher has remained close to Diddy over the years makes you wonder if there's some truth to them.
Now, so what is next? Is he going to be in jail in this facility until the trial begins? Is there a chance he could, get moved earlier than that?
As of this moment, as of this hour, as of today, yes. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be appealing this thing next to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn the judge's order here to try and get him actually released.
It's not just the parties and late-night antics that are under the microscope, though. As more people come forward with their stories, it's becoming increasingly apparent that there was a lot more going on than just wild nights and lavish lifestyles. Several individuals, including a former bodyguard of Diddy's, have hinted that these gatherings were about more than just having a good time. They suggest that Diddy may have been leveraging his power and influence to manipulate those around him, particularly young stars who were eager to make it in the industry. According to these insiders, Diddy created an environment where attendees felt compelled to participate in uncomfortable situations, all while he maintained control over them through a combination of charm, intimidation, and sheer celebrity status.
Had clients describe NBC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
The most unsettling part of all of this is the role that people like Kevin Hart, Justin Bieber, and Usher may have played in these situations. Were they simply passive participants, or were they complicit in Diddy's alleged misdeeds? And what about the other celebrities who frequented these events? With each passing day, it seems like more and more familiar names are being dragged into this scandal, and while some are quick to deny any involvement, others are staying suspiciously silent. It's this silence that speaks volumes, as people wonder what they're trying to hide or who they're trying to protect.
There are some problems that the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there is enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see. These are allegations.
Kevin Hart's connection to all of this is perhaps the most perplexing. As a comedian, he's always positioned himself as a family man and someone who values integrity, but these recent revelations paint a very different picture. The mere fact that he was present at some of Diddy's infamous parties casts a shadow over him, and his sudden departure from the country only adds fuel to the fire. If he truly had nothing to hide, why would he run? It's a question that no one seems to have a clear answer to, and until Hart himself decides to speak out, it's likely that the speculation will only continue to grow.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap industry.
Cat Williams, another comedian who has had his own share of controversies, has also weighed in on the matter. Over the years, Williams has been vocal about what he perceives as the darker side of the entertainment industry, often calling out his peers for their involvement in questionable activities. He's no stranger to calling out both Diddy and Hart, and in light of recent events, his past statements seem almost prophetic. Williams has claimed for years that there are dark forces at play in Hollywood, suggesting that certain stars are only able to rise to fame by sacrificing their integrity and getting involved in shady dealings. While many dismissed him as paranoid or bitter, his words are starting to carry a new weight, especially now that Kevin Hart's name has been thrown into the mix.
And people get caught up in the illusion of Hollywood. People really get caught up in this, in
Williams even once alluded to the fact that Hart's rapid rise to fame might not have been as organic as it appeared. He's hinted that Hart was handpicked by powerful figures who saw potential in him, but also expected him to play by their rules. According to Williams, this is a common pattern in the industry, where up-and-coming stars are lured in by promises of fame and fortune, only to find themselves tangled in a web of secrets and lies. If what Williams says is true, then Hart's connection to Diddy could be just the tip of the iceberg, and there might be even more troubling revelations on the horizon.
That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen.
And while some may be quick to dismiss Cat Williams as a conspiracy theorist, his claims about the entertainment industry's hidden side are eerily consistent with the rumors that have followed Diddy for years. Williams' insights provide a glimpse into a world where celebrities are often forced to make difficult choices in order to maintain their status. In this context, it's easy to see why someone like Kevin Hart might find himself caught in a situation that seems impossible to escape. If he's truly guilty of any wrongdoing, then he has every reason to avoid the FBI and keep his whereabouts under wraps. But if he's innocent, then why hasn't he come forward to clear his name?
And let me tell you something else. Not only should he have apologized to Cassie in that video, he should have apologized to all of the general public that he lied to.
Yeah.
This scandal isn't just about the individual stars involved. It's a reflection of a much larger issue within the entertainment world. The fact that so many people are connected to Diddy's alleged wrongdoings suggests that these aren't isolated incidents, but rather symptoms of a system that has allowed people in positions of power to exploit those around them with impunity. And as more details come to light, it's becoming increasingly clear that the public has only seen the tip of the iceberg. So, what do you think? Is Kevin Hart really on the run hiding secrets that could blow this whole scandal wide open? Or is he just another celebrity caught up in the tangled web of someone else's mess? It seems like the deeper we dig, the more questions there are, especially with so many familiar names tied to this ongoing drama. Do you think we'll ever know the full story, or are there too many layers for the truth to ever fully come out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more